My name's Hunter Barker. I'm the CEO of Appalachian Outdoors TV, and this is the story of Hightower. Hightower is a buck that not everyone gets to experience, and I'm not really talking about the antler size. He's a buck that scored 128 inches. He has 12 scoreable points, but the biggest thing that hits hard for me is the story behind this deer. You know, the story behind first laying eyes on him, from seeing him 8 times in velvet season to one time a week and a half before deer season when I was helping a buddy put some tree stands out. I spent many hours thinking about him, many hours glassing him from 500-600 yards out. Thinking about him actually sticking to the script is something that I really didn't think was going to happen. It never happened to me beforehand. And that's really why I'm sitting here right now talking about the experience that I had with this specific deer. You know, being able to strategically try to go after Hightower was something that I didn't know how to do at the time. So there was a lot of learning to be done with hunting a specific deer, of, you know, going after him, but also not pressuring him. That was the biggest key for me, and that's what really made this all happen. It started from staying hundreds and hundreds yards away when I was scouting him to actually maneuvering stands where I'm hunting a half a mile away to hunt a specific deer. And looking back now, I don't know how it happened because of how far he was away, but I knew generally where he was going to and where he was coming from. And knowing that I'm that far away, it was something that was unheard of at the time. You know, I'm used to seeing these great deer during velvet season, and then as soon as they lose their velvet, they vanish. But this deer, he stayed on script the entire time. From seeing him 8 times during velvet season, the week before deer season. And the funny thing is, so opening weekend, I actually did not even consider going to hunt this specific deer. I actually stayed away, and a couple of my buddies, they're like, you know, what the hell are you doing? Why aren't you hunting this awesome, incredible deer, which ended up being my biggest bow kill? And I was too scared to scare him. You know, I wanted to hunt aggressive, but at the same time, I didn't know when to go after him. But so that opening weekend, I hunted at a different place trying to kill a doe. Didn't work out. It was a suburb place. Didn't work out. But by the luck of God, I have cell cams, reveal cell cams. And the day before I killed him, I was working in the morning, and I get this picture of Hightower. It was like 15 yards from a tree stand that I hung specifically for this deer. And, you know, I instantly was like, oh man, you know, he's back there. I got him. But also in the back of my head, I'm thinking, there's no way in hell this is going to work out. This deer's, he's going to be way too smart for me. You know, I didn't have hope really. But so the next day, called off work. So I go in pretty early. I go in pretty early, and I set up, get my camera all ready to go, ready and everything. The sun comes up, and I'm waiting. I have my bow in hand because where I'm hunting right now, it's pretty thick. I knew that I only had a couple opportunities to try to get him before I put too much pressure on him. And, you know, I'm ready, perfect wind and everything. And he didn't show up, actually. He didn't show up when I thought he would. So I ended up hanging my bow up, sit back down, and it was, I think, 8:12. It was around 8:12 in the morning. I look up from my phone, of course, because I was just texting someone. I look up from my phone, and there he is, probably 35-40 yards away. And all I can see, though, is his rack. I don't see his body. I just see his rack right here, feeding on, I'm pretty sure it was just some type of herb, some type of grass. And all you can see is his rack moving up and down. And I knew it was a big deer, and my hopes were like, you know, this is Hightower. But then again, I'm like, okay, this is the biggest buck I'm about to ever take with my bow. So I get my camera ready, I get my bow in hand, and out steps Hightower. 25 yards. no care in the world. You can tell that I was in his home, and that's what was so incredible about this experience. Was I was in his home. I knew that I had the best opportunity to kill the biggest buck of my life, rifle or bow kill right here. And there he was at 25 yards, still kind of in disbelief, because running a camera, self-filming, is very difficult to do. And for those that have killed bucks with their bow, as well as self-film it, no, it is one of the hardest things to do in the hunting industry. And this was going to be my biggest buck. So there he is, 25 yards. No care in the world, his head's down, he's looking up. He never once, but I think he looked my way one time, but he wasn't looking generally at me. He continued to look down on this ridge. You know, he's a great deer. He's looking down on the ridge thinking if there's any predators, hunters or anything, they're gonna be downwards. Well, lo and behold, I'm on the upper end of him. So there he was, 25 yards away from me. You know, I'm hurrying up, I'm scrambling, trying to get everything set up for him. Self-filming is very difficult to do, so I'm over here trying to get the focus on him. I also have my bow in hand, my Matthews VXR in hand, and trying to get all this together while also pulling off the best shot that I can. Well, he ends up stepping 5 more yards away, and that was the last opening that I had. He stopped right in his tracks. I was about to say, nah, you know, stop him in his tracks, but he did it himself. So calm. And I hurry up, get the best focus that I can on him, zoom in all the way. I knock my arrow, I draw back. I have one shot opportunity on this buck of a lifetime at the time. Biggest bow kill ever, biggest rifle altogether, my biggest buck ever. And I only have a size a little bit bigger than a basketball to shoot through. But I knew it's now or never. I drew back. I set my pin right behind him. You know, he's quarter away a little bit, so I set it a little bit farther back, and that was really the only shot that I had. But with him being quarter away, it was the best shot that you can place on this deer. I shoot him. I did shoot a little far back than I wanted to. You can just hear the thwack. He runs away. Oh my gosh. And that was history. My buddy Roper was on the other side of the farm hunting. I instantly FaceTime him, and I'm in disbelief.
Please, God.
I thank God a million times.
That is
I also hope that, you know, it was the best shot that I could place on this buck. And we ended up going to Burger King, waiting on him. You know, just settling everything down. I don't want to push this deer to run off the farm or just continue to run away. So we went to Burger King. Re-watched the footage. It looked like a good shot. Came back, started tracking him, found some amazing blood, tracked him all the way down to where he was. All I could see, it was awesome, because all I could see from, like, I don't know, it was like 50 or 60 yards. All you could see was his rack come out from the grass. The story of Hightower is a lot more than just a story to me. It's the memories that I made with this deer, and it really started an addiction. I had an addiction of whitetails before Hightower, but being able to establish a relationship with a deer and to continue to chase him and hunt him, and the story behind it is just something amazes me more than anything. And I learned a lot with Hightower. I really did. I learned what meant the most for whitetails for me, and that's more than just going after deer, hanging tree stands, and trying to, you know, harvest an animal. It's more about the memories with your family and friends. It's more about, you know, the chase, getting personal with these animals, and just having fun doing it. It's an all year round thing for me. I know the rest of the team, you know, they really love deer hunting a lot, but when it's turkey season, or even when it's deer season, they're thinking about turkey season. Well, I'm completely the opposite. You know, I'm thinking about deer season when it's turkey season. And there's a lot of different factors and the reasonings behind of why I love whitetails so much. It's more than just the bone on his head. It's a hell of a lot more than that. And that's what really started our new design here, Appalachian Built, our velvet design. It will be on pre-sale starting today. I will put the link below. Hightower deserves to be put on a shirt, and that's something that we are going to start doing. we're going to have future designs more than just our logo on merchandise, apparel. And with that being said, we want to get very personal with what we put out there for our merchandise. Not only making sure it's great quality merchandise, but also make sure that there is a story, there's a connection with you guys, and as well as us with the apparel that we put out. And Hightower is a very personal thing for me. He's close to my heart. He is the second biggest buck that I've ever killed, because I ended up killing another incredible buck in 2020 that scored 142 inches, also with my Matthews VXR. But with that being said, go check out our new merchandise from Appalachian Built, Appalachian Outdoors TV. Hightower is he's a trooper. He's a buck that I will never forget. I'm very excited to get this merchandise out to you guys. So if you can go to the link in our bio, it will be on pre-sale. You can go ahead and order right now, and we will go ahead and get those sales purchased and out to you as soon as we possibly can. So thank you guys for listening to the story of Hightower. Please go check out the merchandise that we are dropping right now, and let's get on to velvet season. Fall's coming up in a hurry. Shoot your bows and have an incredible time, and stay safe, and God bless.